100% honest with you. This is a video that I really didn't want to make, but I'm experiencing the seasonal less drought where I do not have a long form video. So now we're going to talk about the review bombing, specifically the Overwatch 2 review bombing. Yes, I said review bombing. Hey, hello, what's up, whatever, it's your new boy Les and welcome to a new video, and if you're new, welcome to the channel. On the 10th of August, Overwatch 2 released on Steam. And if I remember on the day when I checked the Steam page, it was mostly negative reviews. Now, if you use Steam frequently, that's definitely not something that you see every day. And currently at the time of recording, it is overwhelmingly negative, which is definitely something very rare, something that you don't really find with gaming in general today on Steam. And we're basically just going to look at basically what people are saying, why they hate the game, and why, you know, people just say messing with Overwatch 2. Now, one of the things that people are complaining about is the monetization of the game. In Overwatch 1, the skins were basically free. There used to be a loot box system where, you know, if you played a certain amount of the game, you would get a loot box, or if you leveled up, I think you had your own like unique Overwatch profile where you basically, whenever you like leveled up with that, you would get like a loot box. There's basically a whole loot box system, and that allowed you to get skin, sprays, highlight intros, whatever, basically. And I say this from experience. I only played a little bit of Overwatch 1, and that was when the game was still like pay once, you get the game, and boom, you play Overwatch. Now with Overwatch 2, that has completely changed. Overwatch 2 allowed Overwatch to be free to play, basically anyone can play the game, and enforced a model where you now pay for cosmetics, I mean, even now you pay for invasion as well, and they're really expensive, I can't lie. It's basically $20 for a skin, well, a legendary skin, let me disclaim, $15 for a purple skin, and you know, etc, etc. Now, I do partially agree with this point. I hate this model. Why do we have to spend an arm and a leg for a singular skin? Listen, I'm not gonna lie, some of these skins, they're good, but I don't think there should ever be a situation where I have to pay $20 for an in-game cosmetic, especially a skin. Let me rephrase, I do agree with what the person's saying, but we can't act like Overwatch is the only, you know, gaming company to do this. Let me explain. So Overwatch 1 was Overwatch 1, right? Where, you know, basically things were just pretty free and people enjoyed it except for the last 3 to 4 years of it. And money didn't really drive the game unless you wanted to buy loot boxes or in-game currency if there was in-game currency then. But now they made that exact same game and turned it into Overwatch 2, making all of these things that we didn't have to pay for, or, you know, optionally didn't have to pay for, you know, to be paid to actually get it. But I do have to say that Overwatch is not the only game to do this. Yes, definitely the only game to do it in this way, but let me elaborate. We have COD, we have Valorant, but there's a lot of games, especially in today's economy, that charge you a lot for cosmetics. Apparently a game worse than Overwatch is Valorant. Now, I don't know exactly the pricings for anything in terms of Valorant, but allegedly it's much worse in terms of monetization. Yet Valorant is much more well received than Overwatch. Why? While I do truly believe that people in gaming should be calling out, you know, companies for making such horrendous prices for in-game items and stuff like that, whether you pay for it or not. But at the same time, we can't only use Overwatch as the sole example, or you can't just say that, hey, I don't recommend Overwatch because of this, strictly. Like, where's that same energy for all these other different games? COD recently came out with a Nicki Minaj bundle. Yes, Nicki Minaj. And apparently it's like $20 or something. Basically, it's a lot of money for you to have a skin. Not saying the same energy that Overwatch is receiving here in these Steam reviews on these other platforms. And not to say that COD has been doing this only recently, they've been doing this for a while now. Apparently, I think it was in Warzone, the first one. It was apparently like some pay-to-win skin. And apparently it never really got fixed or something like that. I'm not sure. But there was a skin that was legitimately pay-to-win. Even though it was unintentional, I don't think it ever got fixed, but I may be wrong about that. It's the current state of gaming, unfortunately, though I do rate you calling it out. I don't think that you should downgrade the game as a whole just because of this model. Yes, I don't think it's right, 100%. If we could have loot boxes back, I'll take that in a heartbeat. But unfortunately, I don't have that power. And also, somebody made a tweet where I really thought like, hey, it actually was a smart, like, business kind of way to make Overwatch 2 free to play. Because Overwatch from the get-go was a live service game, right? But the twist with this is that you have to pay upfront, like buying a normal Steam game. The type of model where you buy the game once and you can play. Thinking about it long term, term, that's not really sustainable for the development of the game and even the continuation of the game at that. So maybe partially one of the other reasons why they, you know, moved to the free-to-play model with monetization on skins and stuff like that is because it's sustainable long-term for, you know, a live service game like Overwatch. Like when you think about it, there's a lot of live service games that are free, and I'm not talking about mobile ones, I'm talking about strictly PC ones right now. PUBG, CSGO, Valorant, Apex Legends. Even right now, I cannot think of a live service game where you just pay upfront and then that's it. So it seems like, you know, it is the best way to go about it in order to continue the development of Overwatch. Yes, I don't agree with the prices, but moving it to free to play, I mean, it's smart. I don't necessarily hate it entirely. The other thing that people are complaining about is the battle pass. To be more specific, how you don't get normal yellow Overwatch coins in the battle pass and how new heroes that you get in a season are locked behind the battle pass. And I'm not gonna lie, I do agree with this. I made a short a while ago, months ago at this point, basically saying that, you know, the way the battle pass works, it sucks. It can be so much better and should be held to a certain standard. If you don't know, there's basically two main currencies, I'll say. There's credits that were formerly known as legacy credits, and there's Overwatch coins, which are your normal yellow Overwatch coin things that you see. Now with credits, you can buy skins, basically anything, I want to say, anything that you can find in the heroes tab, you can buy using credits, not in the shop though. Now you get credits in the battle pass, and if you buy the battle pass, you can get more credits. Now that sounds great. For credits, obviously. And then there's Overwatch coins. You can use Overwatch coins to buy skins in the hero tab and to buy stuff from the shop. Obviously not everything, because some things legitimately cost money. Like you can't use yellow Overwatch coins to buy the invasion bundle, for example. In no point of the battle pass do you receive yellow Overwatch coins. The only way you can receive yellow Overwatch coins is to do your weekly challenges, and or you can just buy them, you know, with your money. In 1 week of playing Overwatch 2, you can get 60 coins. Now at minimum, a legendary skin in the game costs 1900 Overwatch coins. You would have to play roughly 8 months of the game consistently in order to get one skin, and you play half of the time in order to get the battle pass. In Fortnite, there's V-Bucks. If you don't buy the battle pass, you can get free V-Bucks. If you pay, then you get more V-Bucks. Now obviously this is just all incentive for you to be like, frick it, let me just buy some Overwatch coins because I really want this battle pass. Like I personally don't do or focus necessarily on doing challenges in the game. I'm gonna be real with you. Should I? Yeah, I probably should, but I don't know if I could sit there grinding every week to play Fortnite just so I could buy the battle pass once every 3 to 4 months. So if they add yellow Overwatch coins to the battle pass, that would obviously make the battle pass 10 times better. But another, I think, more important issue with the battle pass is the fact that they lock heroes behind the battle pass. Right now it's season 6 and the new support Illari came out, and just like every other hero that has been released, she's at tier 45 of the battle pass. Max amount of tiers for the battle pass currently is 90 or 80, somewhere there. So you basically put a new hero, right, a new hero and a hero based shooter halfway through the battle pass. Now this issue would not really be a problem if you put Illari somewhere in the beginning of the battle pass. By the way, if you do buy the battle pass, you get the hero instantly, basically tier 1, right? But my issue is the fact that they put her so far into the battle pass. Like if you're a normal dude who is like really busy, I don't know, maybe you have a like 9 to 5, right? If you have a 9 to 5 and you have responsibilities outside of that 9 to 5, like a normal human being, you won't have enough time to be able to grind the game, to be able to play the hero in the same season. It's a really realistic scenario for the majority of people in the world right now. One thing I would suggest as like a neutral kind of like bargain type of situation is put new heroes at tier 15, I want to say, not 45, because 45 is way too into the battle pass. Yes, I get the incentive of like, okay, you know, you want to play this hero, bet you have to play the game. I get that. At this point, it's just super scummy, and especially in a hero-based shooter where, you know, there's people that can counter this person and there's people who do this type of job better than, you know, this other hero, where counter switching is very prevalent. Locking heroes behind a battle pass, especially so far into it, is not a great move, and I think that's definitely something that should be changed 110%. And as far as I'm aware, Overwatch 2 is the only game that does something like this. I mean, to be fair, actually, Apex Legends Legends, the last time I remember it, when they released new heroes or whatever the frick they call them, champions, I think. Whenever they'd release new champions, you'd basically have to like grind so much of the game just to be able to buy one champion. So I guess the system is still present where you have to grind to get, you know, the person that you want technically, but other games do have it worse, such as Apex Legends. In terms of Valorant, I don't know how it works for Valorant actually. Okay, so in Valorant, you can basically have the option of choosing 2 agents for free when they first play the game, one after completing level 5 and the other at level 10. The remaining agents in the FPS are available via free and paid means, with different ways of getting them in-game. Okay, so there's basically different games that do this. Alright, I mean, damn, when you think about it, it's the same with COD. With Warzone, there's guns with certain attachments that just absolutely melt and do a good job, better than, you know, a person starting out with a basic gun with no attachments. It's basically the same thing here, okay? But that still doesn't exclude the fact that, yo, y'all should not be doing this. Definitely put new heroes into the beginning of the battle pass as a bargain. God, I nearly play Overwatch every day and I only got Ilari this week. I mean, obviously if I had the choice, I would say just release the hero for free for everyone, regardless if they pay for the battle pass or not, but at least put like new heroes at tier 15 at the very least, because you'd find out you'd have a much better reach with people being like, okay, I unlock this hero, you know, at tier 15, I just play the game for a little bit and then I'll unlock it and then I'll be able to play her, instead of the model of like, okay, I have to play this much to get this hero. I think it's definitely, what I'm saying is definitely a better way to have that audience retention if that's what they're looking for. The obvious one that people are complaining about is the loss of the majority of the PvE essentially. That's why they're rating the game down. Now, I've already made my video talking about the whole thing with Invasion. If you want to go watch that, there's a card over here. But just to put it simply, it sucks. But if you want to hear my more, you know, fully fleshed, okay, not fully fleshed out, but if you want to hear my thoughts much more deeper into it, then go watch that video. Oh yeah, that also reminds me as well. In that same video, I said that, hey guys, the PvE is not always going to be paid, it's only paid after the season. And that's what I truly thought. I don't know where I got that from. I guess it was just a rumor that like, hey, the PvE is actually going to be free when it debuts and it'll only cost money for you to permanently unlock it after the season or something like that. I don't know. But basically what I was saying is that it would be free and I was wrong about that. I think that's all there really is. I mean, the rest of these are just memes. They're saying like how the guys who make Overwatch to Rule 34 make better stuff than the people who make Overwatch. Talking about the monetization, people from Team Fortress 2 for some reason. Oh, I wonder why Team Fortress 2 people are hating on the debut of Overwatch onto Steam. I wonder why. Something that I saw that just really annoyed me. So basically, the devs did respond to the review bombing, right? And the response was, many of the reviews on Steam mentioned the cancellation of the much larger component of the PvE that was announced in 2019 as one of their primary reasons for dissatisfaction with the game. I get that. That announcement was about an ambitious project that we ultimately couldn't deliver. If we can't turn back the clock, then what can we do? We can keep adding to and improving Overwatch 2. This is how we move forward. This means more maps, heroes, game modes, missions, stories, events, cool cosmetics, and features, and ever-expanding, evolving and improving game. And I hate that response so much because it doesn't address anything that the reviews, like it doesn't address any of the Steam reviews really. People are talking about the cost of stuff in the shop. Like they don't address the monetization at all, which sucks. Yes, they do address like the events thing, you know, they'll improve the game by, you know, making better events and stuff like that. But they don't address the monetization and battle pass, locking heroes behind battle passes so far into it at all. And that's what annoys me a lot. They're not addressing the real issues with the game right now. They might as well just not have given a statement at all then at this point if this is the response that we got. So yeah, that was super annoying. I was really hoping that this like overwhelmingly negative thing was going to be like, okay guys, maybe we should really dial back the prices of what we sell these skins at and the whole battle pass and this and that and whatever. But yeah, people keep saying stuff about getting scammed, but Overwatch 2 is a free-to-play game, so I don't understand what people are talking about when they mean by scam. Like, I don't understand it. Now, overall, do I think that Overwatch 2 deserves to be overwhelmingly negative on stream with only 9% of people approving the game? Of course not. There are games that are much less polished than Overwatch 2 that have better reviews. Games like Dead by Daylight, isn't that crazy? Yes, Overwatch 2 does have balancing issues. When we just look at the game as the game instead of just, you know, all this extra BS like cosmetics and whatever, it's really a fun game. I have a lot of fun playing the game. Some of the time. Half of the time. Okay, maybe not a lot of time. Yes, the matchmaking does suck balls for comp, but honestly, name a game that has good matchmaking, especially for competitive. Yes, you could probably name a few, but there's not a lot compared to the rest of the online games out there, to be honest with you. And overall, Overwatch 2 gameplay wise, I would say is a much better improvement from what Overwatch 1 was. So just looking at the gameplay, it's a much better game, and I don't think it deserves overwhelmingly negative at all. As a matter of fact, I was expecting it to debut with mixed reviews. Mixed makes sense because it's like, okay, there's going to be people who are going to hate the game. There's going to be TF2 people. There'll be people who bring up the PvE, etc, etc. And I was expecting it to grow from mixed to mostly positive, because honestly, because people are hurt about the PvE thing. But there are much worse games out there that are better reviewed than than Overwatch 2 on Steam. I didn't exactly explain my point correctly or thoroughly, but there's just no way in hell that Overwatch 2 deserves to be overwhelmingly negative compared to the other games that exist out there in the space right now. Anyways, it is unfortunately the end of the video, so if you have enjoyed this video, then please do drop a like. That'd be greatly appreciated if you do want to, of course. And also, if you're gonna check out my other videos upon streams or whatever the case may be, then please do subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated if you do want to, of course. What did you think about this? What do you think about the review bombing? What did you think about what I said? What do you think about it? Do you think that Overwatch deserves every single bit of criticism that's coming towards it? Why or why not? Anything you have, tell me in the comments below. And you know what it is, guys. Peace.